His name was Miguel. He lived in a small, tin-roofed house with his mother and two younger sisters. His father had been a fisherman who never returned from the sea one stormy night, leaving Miguel to grow up faster than he ever should have. School became something he attended when he could, and work became something he could not escape. By day, he helped his mother sell vegetables and clean neighbors' yards. By afternoon, he took his guitar to the streets. Not to beg, but to sing, because when Miguel sang, the world felt less heavy. He had learned music the old-fashioned way. No lessons, no teachers, no internet tutorials. Just listening. He listened to songs drifting from old radios, from passing cars, from karaoke machines during neighborhood parties. One song, however, changed everything. Hotel California. He did not understand all the words at first. English was not his first language, but the melody spoke to him. The mystery, the sadness, the longing inside that song felt like his own story. Night after night, he practiced it quietly so his sisters could sleep. Slowly, the song became part of him. People walking past him on the street often slowed down when he sang. Some dropped coins. Others simply listened for a moment longer than they planned to. There was something haunting about the way his young voice carried such depth. It did not sound like imitation. It sounded like truth. A truth shaped by hunger, responsibility, and dreams that refused to die. One afternoon, a tourist stopped, pulled out a phone, and recorded him singing Hotel California. The video lasted only 2 minutes, but those 2 minutes would change Miguel's life forever. The video found its way onto social media. At first, just a few likes, then a few shares, then thousands. People from different countries commented, asking who he was, where he came from, why his voice sounded like it had lived 1,000 lives already. Music producers noticed, talent scouts noticed, and somewhere across the ocean, a producer connected to a famous talent show watched the video late one night and felt chills. Weeks later, Miguel stood inside an airport for the first time in his life. The floor shined like a mirror, the ceiling seemed endless, and the noise was different from the street. It was louder but emptier at the same time. He held his mother's hand tightly, afraid that if he let go, this dream might disappear. They were traveling to audition for America's Got Talent, a show he had never watched fully, only seen clips of on borrowed phones. He did not know who Simon Cowell was. He did not know what a golden buzzer meant. He only knew that he was going to sing. The backstage area was overwhelming. Lights, cameras, people rushing everywhere. Contestants practiced dance moves, vocal runs, magic tricks. Some were confident, others visibly nervous. Miguel sat quietly with his guitar, eyes closed, fingers gently touching the strings. His mother whispered prayers beside him. She reminded him that no matter what happened, she was proud. That was enough. When his number was called, his legs felt weak. The stage lights blinded him as he walked forward. The audience looked like a sea of shadows and faces. 4 judges sat at a long table. Simon Cowell in the center, known around the world for his brutal honesty. Miguel did not know that this man had crushed dreams and launched legends. He only knew he had to sing. The judges asked his name. He answered softly. They asked where he was from. He told them about the Philippines, about singing on the streets to help his family. The audience murmured. Simon leaned forward, curious. Then came the question that mattered most. What are you going to sing for us today? Miguel swallowed and answered, Hotel California, a few eyebrows raised. It was a bold choice, a classic, a song that could easily go wrong. Simon's expression was unreadable. The room fell silent. Miguel took a breath, closed his eyes, and began. The first notes were gentle, almost fragile. His fingers moved with confidence born from repetition, not training. When he started to sing, something shifted in the room. His voice was raw, emotional, textured in a way that should not belong to someone so young. It carried the dust of the streets, the weight of responsibility, and the quiet strength of survival. Each lyric felt lived, not learned. The audience leaned forward. The judges stopped writing notes. As the song built, Miguel's confidence grew. His voice soared in the chorus, not loud, but powerful in its restraint. He did not oversing. He did not show off. He told a story, his story. By the time he reached the final lines, some audience members were wiping tears from their eyes. The room held its breath as the last note faded into silence. For a moment, there was nothing. Then the audience exploded. A standing ovation. Cheers filled the theater. Miguel opened his eyes, stunned. He had never heard applause like that, never felt that kind of energy directed at him. His hands trembled on the guitar. The judges spoke one by one. They praised his voice, his emotion, his courage. One judge said it felt like listening to someone who had lived a lifetime already. Another said his performance reminded them why music matters. Then Simon Cowell leaned forward again. The room quieted instantly. Simon spoke slowly. He talked about how many singers he had heard over the years, how rare it was to hear someone who did not just sing a song, but become it. He looked at Miguel and said that his voice did not come from comfort, but from truth. Then he smiled, something he did not do often. Without another word, Simon stood up and reached for the golden buzzer. The moment it was pressed, the sound echoed through the theater. Gold confetti rained down from above. The audience screamed. Miguel froze, not understanding what was happening. His mother backstage collapsed into tears. The judges stood, clapping. Simon pointed at Miguel and said this is only the beginning. Miguel dropped to his knees, overwhelmed. The confetti stuck to his hair, his clothes, his guitar. He cried openly, not from sadness, but from relief. Years of struggle, of uncertainty, of singing to passing strangers, all led to this moment. He had not just been heard, he had been believed in. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind. Interviews, rehearsals, media appearances. Miguel struggled with English interviews, but his smile and humility spoke louder than words. He talked about his family, his street performances, his dreams of building a better home for his mother and sisters. People around the world fell in love with him, not just for his talent, but for his heart. Back home in the Philippines, neighbors gathered around televisions to watch his performance again and again. The streets where he once sang were filled with pride. Children picked up guitars, inspired by someone who proved that dreams were not limited by poverty. Donations poured in. Support flooded social media. Miguel became a symbol of hope. As the competition continued, Miguel faced challenges, pressure, expectations, doubt. But every time he stepped on stage, he remembered where he came from. He remembered singing to traffic, to tired faces, to the open sky. And he sang with the same honesty that first captured the world's attention. Win or lose, his life had already changed. Music had taken him from the streets to the world stage, from being invisible to being celebrated. And through it all, he remained the same boy who believed that a song could open doors. This story is not just about a golden buzzer. It is about resilience, about talent that refuses to be ignored, about the power of being seen. Somewhere right now, another child is singing on a street corner, believing that their voice matters. Miguel's journey reminds us that sometimes all it takes is one moment, one song, and one person willing to listen.